Yeah, then topic for today is the warehouse structure and master data. And we will cover the theoretical part on this topic today. And then from tomorrow, we will start with the practical. So we will set up our warehouse and we will create our warehouse structure and everything from scratch. So we will start with that tomorrow. So today, the theoretical part of this warehouse structure and master data we will discuss. Okay. So I hope all of you are familiar with the organizational structure in SAP in ECC side, ECC or ERP side. I hope you guys are aware already, but just in case if some of you might not be familiar, just one sec. Let me open here itself. I can include a new slide. Blank. Yeah. So what generally is an enterprise structure in SAP ECC or S4 HANA? What we will have generally is what is the topmost level in organizational structure in the hierarchy? It is client. Then below client we will have company code 1, company code 2, and these codes are 4-character code, let's say 1000. Then within each company code, then there will be plant 1, plant 2, and let's say plant 2 also is, or let's say PLT1, PLT2. Then we will have storage locations. Storage location 2, let's say SLOC 2. Okay, the bracket, the number I'm putting in bracket is the number that we will maintain, and then the remaining is the description. So the code, how many character of the code that can be maintained for one specific organizational element. That's what I'm trying to maintain and explain here. Okay, now first of all, let me increase. Okay, so client is a 3-character code 001, let's say. Within one client we will have one or several company codes. Then within each company code there will be several plants. One company will be operating from several locations, and each locations will have a plant. Okay, and then within one plant there will be several storage locations, and for each plant there will be purchasing organization and sales organization. Okay, this will also be, let's say, same 1000. So one side we will have purchasing organization that is taking care of the procurement activities for a specific plant, and other side we will also have a sales organization taking care of the sales activity for the plant. So this purchasing organization, sales organization will also have mapping with the plant and company code. They are part of a specific company code as well as responsible for a specific plant or across company, all plants they are responsible. So if you are coming from or from SD side, you will understand what I'm talking about. Okay, but just high level, we are not going in deep. High level, I just want you to understand that the organizational structure is set up in a hierarchical way in SAP ECC ERP, or same way it is in S4 HANA as well. So we have a company code, client company code, plant, storage locations, purchasing organization, sales organization. Then now the combination of plant and storage location, as you see here in this picture, the combination of plant and storage location is assigned to warehouse number in ECC or S4 HANA. So here we have this plant and these two storage locations, let's say, and these will be assigned to one warehouse. Okay, warehouse, and let's say it is WM1 number. Okay, this warehouse then will be assigned to EWM warehouse in SAP S4 HANA in EWM system. Warehouse in EWM1. Okay, so this is how then we land into our warehouse structure setup in EWM system in S4 HANA. Okay, before that, this much setup is already done. For example, the warehouse which I was using yesterday for our exercise, right, when I was trying to demonstrate inbound process, right, for that there was one warehouse SRNI, there was a plant SRNI, there was a company code 1000. Okay, there were storage locations ROD and AFS. There was one ECC warehouse or S4 HANA warehouse as SRN. There was a purchasing organization, there was a sales organization we have not done yet, but there was purchasing organization while created a purchase order. That means all of these organizational elements are defined and assigned with each other. Only after that we are able to create these documents and we are able to execute the processes. So in any implementation, in any of the projects that you will work in future or you are currently working on, in SAP first the structure is defined for the organization. Doesn't matter which organization, which business, which sector, which industry. The organizational structure is defined in SAP based on how really and physically the business is operated. What are the locations, what are the companies, right? So same it is mapped, defined, created, assigned in SAP system, be it SAP ECC or S4 HANA. Okay, so once we have this warehouse number in EWM, then within this warehouse we will have storage type. Okay, let's say storage type 1, let's say is BUL1 bulk. Okay, or let's say bulk. Then let's say rack, and then let's say general area. Okay, these three are different storage types within warehouse, and then within each storage type there will be storage sections like fast, slow, heavy, something like that, light. Okay, heavyweight, lightweight, fast moving, slow moving. Just like that, storage sections are defined in storage types, and then under the storage sections there are storage bins. Okay, and this is 18 character code. Okay, and there are hundreds or thousands of bin within each storage type, depends on what physically how big is that storage type or storage area within the warehouse. And then the storage type, storage section, and storage bins are grouped together logically for the specific activity areas. So does any of you have any question about this structure before we go in detail about the structure? Is it clear to you first what I'm trying to explain? Or if you have any question about organizational structure which you might have worked on, which you might have heard, or you might have some doubt that how it was done in your project, you can still ask. I can explain why it was. Sorry?
What about the quants?
Quant, yeah, quant also is there, but quant is not really a part of physically structure of the warehouse, because we are talking about the master or quant is a master data, but quant is not an enterprise structures element in reality. It is just there because it is a master data, and it does hold your stock attributes and characteristics. Okay, because when we define the warehouse structure, that time quant is not defined or not created. Quants are created automatically when we receive materials and put it into the warehouse. Quants are created at that point of time. Okay, so we are currently just talking about the elements of the organization which we define and do the assignment initially to start. And once you start running processes, system will create quants automatically. Within one bin there can be 5 or 100 or 10 or 20 quants of the different stock which you have received on different dates with different stock attributes. It might be same material, it might be different material, same material different batch, same material same batch on a received on a different date. So just like that, different combinations for the quants as stock attributes. Any other question? If you have any question related to SD or purchasing organization, means MM or SD related to main organizational structure, you can still ask that also. If you have a doubt, it's good to clarify before we move on. Otherwise, I'm ready to move.
For outbound processes, is this structure is enough? Is this one for outbound processes? How about that one?
Yeah, the structure is enough for inbound, for outbound. What additional thing will be added here apart from this structure? Additional thing will be added here. For inbound, we will have supplier and vendor, means business partner. For outbound, we will have customer as a business partner. So that also is part of master data, but it is not part of the organizational element structures. It is not part of organizational structure, but for inbound, outbound, this is the minimum or maximum warehouse structure which we need. Then apart from this, we need material master, we need vendor master, we need customer master. We might need the route, we might need some other packaging details. There are so many other type of master data which we will need to run our processes. So in master data, there are two things. One is organizational structural elements. These are also part of master data. Plus the master data which is like material master, vendor master, customer master, batch master, location master. So those are also master data. But this is the first step. The master data for organizational structures are defined, and then they are assigned and mapped with each other. Then later on, the transactional master data is created, like material master, product master, vendor master, customer master, because those are created for specific warehouse, for specific plant, for specific storage type and all that. Clear?
Yeah, clear. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. EWM organizational units and structures. Okay, now we will go one by one, the description and the explanation of each of these elements, but more focused on EWM side. Okay, we will not discuss about plant, we will not discuss about company code, because that is not in scope of EWM. That is understood that yes, those things will be set up already. We will work with our EWM warehouse creation and the structure of the EWM. But since you are from MMSD and some other areas of SAP background, you have understanding about ECC side organizational structural elements. Okay. So in EWM, the warehouse number is the highest level in the organizational structure. Okay. And that's what I was drawing in that picture. From EWM point of view, warehouse number is the highest level. Okay. So it represents the warehouse complex. What exactly is the warehouse complex? What does it represent? It represents a building. Okay. A physical building in your organization, maybe one simple building, or there might be several buildings that can have one warehouse number for those buildings. So warehouse complex means one or more than one buildings which are physically located in one location where you have your plant, which these buildings are used to store material, to handle material, to receive material, to ship material. So such kind of building or buildings can be assigned to or can be used to define a warehouse number, or a warehouse number can be used to represent those buildings in SAP system. Okay, so it's clear, it's very simple, right? So you have physical buildings, you can have one warehouse number for several buildings or for one building. If you have warehouse number for several buildings, then you have to define your building as a storage type, each building as a storage type within one warehouse, and then within building, then you will divide into sections and then subsections and rest of the things. Okay, so there are different forms where products are physically stored in the warehouse, right? What are those the examples for that? Like various types are like rack storage, you have open storage, you have GR area, goods issue area, right? So all these different areas within warehouse, be it a high rack area, be it bulk, be it fixed storage bin, be it open storage, be it goods receiving area, goods issue area, door, yard, all of these are storage type. Okay, these are represented with storage type within a warehouse. So storage type is the subdivision of your warehouse number. From higher to lower level, then you subdivide into storage types. If there are multiple buildings, you use storage type for each building. Then you create different sections within storage type, means sections within a building. For example, you have building which has 3 floors. So building is a storage type and each floor is a storage section. A storage section is a subdivision of a storage type and represents a group of bins that generally have some sort of like attributes. What are the like attributes? Means fast moving, slow moving, heavy materials, lightweight items, something like that. Based on different examples or based on real business needs, you can define your storage sections. Depends on what kind of industry, what kind of business that you are talking about. Clear? Any question? Let me know. I will take a pause.
Yeah, I just have one. Usually for plants, no, we usually in business scenarios we create logical plants which are not physically present, which are only in the system. maybe
Yeah.
for obvious requirement. Does this happen in EWM warehouse number?
Yes.
Is there any scenario where only logical
It
warehouse is
does,
created?
means it the warehouse number is created or defined in the system for your buildings, for your real warehouses, and the plant for which the warehouse is created or for which it is used, that plant creates a supply chain unit in EWM or in SCM system, and that supply chain unit is assigned to the EWM warehouse number for the mapping that this warehouse is for this plant. That is one thing. And I think your question is about something like sometimes you create virtual plant, it physically does not exist. But is there a possibility that we create virtual warehouse which does not exist? If that is your question, then answer is no. We generally do not need to have a virtual warehouse. Warehouses are created for your real-time plants and real-time buildings, real-time warehouses. But there might be, in some rare cases, some business, some organization, they might have used it to map their processes just to have a virtual warehouse, but I have not seen in my experience. So there were two aspects of the question and I have answered both. Let me know if you still have doubt.
No. Clear.
Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay, good. Anybody else got any other question? You have to ask question, guys. Don't assume that if you have very small thing in your mind that, oh, he's saying something like that, but then you might be thinking, shall I ask this, what he or other people will think about me asking this question? So don't worry about that. Don't think too much. If you have something in your mind, you should ask. It will help you to clarify your doubt and you will never forget it. But if you have a doubt and you don't ask, you will not remember what I'm telling also, because your mind will be on that doubt only. Your focus will be on that. So you should ask question. If you have something in your mind, ask about it. Don't worry. It is every question is a valid question. Don't worry about that, what other people will think. Okay, I will move on. On the lowest level of organizational structure are the storage bins. They are assigned to a storage section. And okay, now let me first come back here. Yeah. So when you work with WM in ECC or in S4 HANA, WM, warehouse management I'm talking about, then the warehouse number, storage type, storage section are 3-character code. When you work with EWM, the warehouse number, storage type, storage sections are 4-character code. Okay, the length of the field is extended with 1 character. Then the storage bin in WM was 10 character. In EWM, it is up to 18 character. And storage section in WM was mandatory, but in EWM, it is not mandatory. Okay, that's why it is mentioned here, if exist. Okay, it's always defined, but according to system and the solution that it is designed, it is not mandatory. You can still have storage bins created without storage section within a storage type. Okay, so now I'll go ahead with this again. On the lower level of the organizational structure are the storage bins. They are assigned to a storage section and a storage type and represents the physical location or the storage space where the products are stored in the warehouse. So a storage bin is the exact physical location where materials are placed, stored, or stocked. Okay, where materials are physically available. The physical location of the material is a storage bin. Okay, so whenever you keep a product in your warehouse, you have to indicate its exact residence, and that is a storage bin. The coordinates of the storage bin can tell you the precise position in the warehouse. Storage bins are considered as master data. Now let me again go back to this one. Yeah, okay, so just one example here. Okay, now let's say a storage bin number. We can define a bin as EWM1, then bulk, then fast, and then let's say rack 1, level 1, and something like that, anything. Okay, so this a bin number can be defined like that. So then the next bin can be next bin can be 4. Okay, so it tells that when this bin number is in front of some warehouse employees, they will know by looking at the bin number that okay, this is in warehouse EWM1, means they are already inside the warehouse. Okay, let's take this one out of the picture because they are already in the warehouse. Okay, means they need to go to bulk storage area. Within bulk they need to go to fast storage section. Within this storage section they need to go to rack 1. In this rack then they need to go to level 2. In this level 2 bin number 003 is the one that they should do put away or picking from. So by looking at the number itself, they are able to understand where exactly they need to drive or walk. So that's why the SAP has extended the length of the field so that you can use as it is convenient for your users and for your warehouse employees and for business. Okay, and these were, I was explaining the coordinates, the bin coordinates. Okay, you can have the bin coordinates which will exactly tell you the precise position or the location of a storage bin in the warehouse. Okay, storage bins independent of their assignment to a storage type are logically grouped in activity areas. Okay, so logically grouping of storage bins in activity area to execute specific activities like picking, put away, packing, physical inventory, right? So these are the activities which are activity area specific. So that's why you have to logically group the bin into activity areas. Okay. And if stock is kept on storage bin, the quantity is represented as a quant, and the quant is therefore the content of a storage bin and is used for inventory management of the product in a storage bin. Okay, let me know if you guys have any question about storage bin, activity area, or quant, bin coordinates, etc.
No questions, Anna.
Okay, then let me move on. Yeah. So at the higher level in EWM, we have warehouse number. Within one warehouse, we will have several storage types based on how many type of storage areas are there, like high rack, bulk, open, general storage area, right? So can you guys think of and give me example of an open storage area? What kind of items are stored in open storage area? If any of you have visited any warehouse, or if you can imagine example of open storage area items I am expecting from you. Can anyone think of?
Any heavy materials like the machinery parts, something like that?
Machinery parts?
Yeah, like the
I'm not
large
sure.
parts.
Yes, large parts, yes.
Mhm.
But machinery parts, then that means you're talking about really huge machines and really big parts you're talking about.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
If you're talking about size, means huge or big, then you are thinking in the right direction.
Yes.
Yeah, and the one simple example is the plumbing items like pipes and these big what you call it, वाटर टैंकर्स, वाटर टंकी रहती है ना जो छत पे रखते हैं प्लास्टिक का, एंड ऑल दैट. सो दीज आर ऑल जनरली स्टोर्ड इन आउटसाइड इन ओपन स्टोरेज एरिया. And big pipes, then big equipments, all these are stored outside in the open storage area. Okay. So staging area also is a storage type. Inbound staging area, outbound staging area. Door is a storage type. Work center is a storage type. All of these things are defined in warehouse using storage types, and each of these will be different from each other based on the storage type role assigned to that particular storage type. If these are storage types which are used for storing material, then these will have general storage type role. If it is a door, it will have a separate role. If it is a staging area, it will have a separate role. If it is a work center, it will have a separate role. So the main control and the behavior of the storage type is based on the role assigned to the storage type. Just like you working in a company, right? Your role, your responsibilities, your tasks, your activities, right? That is based on your position or your role in the organization. You have given a role. If you are a developer, you have a developer role. If you are a functional consultant, you have a functional consultant role. If you are a solution architect, then that role is different. If you are a team lead, that role is a different, right? So just like having a different role changes areas of responsibilities, behavior, tasks, activities. Similarly, the storage type role assigned to the storage type also changes the behavior of that storage type. Yeah, then storage sections within each storage type, there can be several storage sections like section 1, section 2, or fast moving, slow moving, heavy, light, just like that. There can be any examples. Then within storage sections, there are storage bins. And then quant within the bin based on stock. Once you have received, system will create quants. Quants remains until stock is there. Once stock is dispatched, or once you don't have stock in the bin, there is no quant data for that bin. Okay, the quants are deleted automatically from the system once you pick up the items, once you pick up that stock and dispatch it to customer or to other plant. So only what is physically that remains there still, but the stock attributes get deleted, or the quant master get deleted automatically once you dispatch that quant out of the storage bin. Then this activity area, you guys need to understand that yes, it is a logical grouping of storage bins, and these storage bins can be part of one or several storage types. Okay, there can be 100 bins which are part of 5 different storage types which are grouped together in one activity area, and this is for activity execution purpose. There are so many control of this activity area that you will see during this training. Okay, so we will see what are all the different processes where activity area plays a key role in determination of some XYZ elements in EWM processes. Like it helps to determine warehouse order creation rule, it helps to determine the or find out the relevance of the deconsolidation, it helps to determine the queues. So there are so many things that this activity area is used in EWM for. Okay, it is used for so many things in EWM. It's very important. If no question, I will move on, but I will wait to hear from you if you have question or no question. No question? Okay. Again, now this is same example with numbers. Now we have warehouse number E100, different storage types 0020, 0050, 0150. Within each storage type, there are storage sections, and then there are storage bins, and then there are activity areas defined here. One activity area is INVE, other activity area is PICK. Okay, so activity area PICK consists of these two bins, 5011A and 150.10.1.1. Okay, see these bin coordinates, the bin numbers are, it's like, okay, storage type, storage section, storage type, and then let's say aisle 10, rack 1, level 1, just like that. There can be any way that you want to map, define your bin number. So it is based on the bin coordinates and bin structure. So this picture is highlighting that yes, for activity area pick, there are two bins. For activity area INVE, there are two bins, which is 2111 and 5011A. That means this bin is part of two activity areas. One bin can be part of several activity areas, because each activity area will have certain allowed activities that we can perform in. So this bin 5011A is to perform physical inventory in this bin, plus you can also pick items from this bin because of this activity area pick. So this is designed for two different activities. You can have several activities within one activity area. You can have several activities within one bin. You can have one bin part of several activity areas also. It's simple. It's one to many. Whether it's bin to activity area, or it's bin to activities, or it's activity area to activities. So now let me know if you guys have a question.
Yeah. Does this activity areas have any specific roles or any
No,
say if
activity area does not have a role, because the role is only assigned to storage type. If you're thinking from that point of view, that will there be a role, there is no specific role, but you are still thinking in the right direction. The role to activity area is the activities that we are assigning to the activity area. Okay, that is kind of role that activity area will play. The activity area will play a role for inventory, for put away, for picking, so for internal. So those are the different activities which are allowed within one activity area, and those, if it is easy for you to understand that way, then you can understand that, okay, you can assume it that yeah, these are the like kind of role assigned to storage type. Here activities assigned to the activity area. It's not really assigned, these are like one activity area is used for which are the activities, or what are the activities allowed within one activity area.
so does system restrict for other than the defined activities in the activity? For
Yes,
suppose say
yes,
okay.
it will stop, it will restrict, it will give you error, it will say this bin is not designed for this particular activity. Either you will get this error, or you will get error that activity area ABC is not allowing this particular activity. Both mean same. Yes, it will stop and it will give you error. If you try to perform physical inventory in a storage bin which is not mapped with the activity INVE, you will not be able to perform physical inventory in that bin. It has to be part of activity INVE. Okay, and we will see that how it is defined and how these are mapped and defined. We will do that tomorrow in the system. So our exercises and hands-on and practical, everything starts from tomorrow. We will start. Any other question on this? No? Okay. Warehouse number for character code represents a single warehouse or a warehouse complex, means a single warehouse or multiple buildings as a warehouse complex. Storage type, individual warehouse physical storage area, right, based on the technical, special or organizational characteristics like high rack, low rack, or bulk storage, open storage, general storage. Storage section, fast moving, slow moving, heavy items, light items, chemicals, packed items, loose items. There can be so many examples. Storage bin, okay. So it is the lowest on the organizational structure side, where physically materials are placed or stored, okay, and the coordinates of the bins are defined such a way that it tells the exact position in the warehouse. Your desktop didn't receive any notice. Okay. Then quant is for the inventory management for the product in a storage bin. A quant represents a quantity of a product assigned to a storage bin. Activity area is a logical grouping of bin. It can refer to a storage bin or it can refer to a group of bins from several storage types. You can either assign storage bins manually to activity area, or there is a one-to-one relationship between storage type and activity area. You can have system generate the assignment. Means either you select 100 bins and assign to an activity area, or you have one-to-one relationship with the storage type. One activity area for one storage type. That means all of the storage bins of that particular storage types will be part of this one particular activity area. That is one-to-one relationship.
Is activity area mandatory?
It is mandatory, yes. It is mandatory. You cannot run any processes in EWM without activity area. Okay. So SAP recommends as a general rule using one warehouse number for each group of storage areas or buildings. Several buildings are considered as warehousing complex in the same geographical area. If physically all these buildings exist in one geographical area, then SAP recommends that you can use one EWM warehouse number for those buildings. But if those are physically located in different cities, or there is a longer distance within same city, then you should use separate warehouse number for your buildings. That is what SAP recommends, and that's how logically, if you're thinking logically, then yeah, that's how it should be. You cannot use one single warehouse number for a warehouse which is in Bangalore and another warehouse which is in Chennai. Okay, and even within Bangalore, if you're talking about, let's say, what is this, Kolar area, you have some buildings, some industrial area, or some, yeah, so for that you will have one warehouse. And within Bangalore, if you are talking about Tumkur or Electronic City, then you will have, or you should use a separate warehouse number. Okay, then this next point is very important. After you create a new warehouse, you must make one-time assignment between the warehouse number and a supply chain unit with business attributes warehouse. So when you create a warehouse number in EWM, this warehouse will not have the address and time profile, date profile, etc. assigned to this. Okay, warehouse will not have its own address. Warehouse is physically located at the same location where your plant is created. Okay, where your plant is located. So a warehouse is always mapped or always linked with the plant, right? So that means the warehouse will use same address as of your plant. So in continuation to same discussion, that means a supply chain unit is created when we transfer the plant. For that plant, a supply chain unit is created automatically in the system, and that supply chain unit has business attributes as PLOC, planning location. Okay, a plant from SCM system point of view, it is a planning location, and business attributes need to be extended with warehouse to use it for EWM warehouse. So once we extend this business attribute as warehouse, then we assign the supply chain unit to our EWM warehouse. Okay, let me show you in the system. Come on. Okay, let me share again. Share my screen. Okay, let me know, are you able to see my SAP screen?
Yeah, no.
Sorry, I logged in into 800 client. It's not right. I should be logging into 400 client. Okay, so here EWM master data maintain supply chain unit. Okay, there is some T code for that. So let me first find out SPRO. Okay, so this is a supply chain unit SRNI assigned to this warehouse SRNI. Okay, so I will show you this SRNI type as, let's say, so this supply chain unit is created when plant was created as SRNI in ECC or S4 HANA. It was system creates a supply chain unit automatically because we do not need to shift. Now we are working with embedded system. So it creates this supply chain unit SRNI with only this attribute by default. Okay, and this 1001 is for the production plant. Okay, system understand that this is plant and it creates a planning location for this supply chain unit. Then we add it and we include this INV attribute for this supply chain unit so that we can assign it to our warehouse and use it for warehousing. So it can play the role as a warehouse, and it will not play the role of a warehouse until unless this supply chain unit with this role is assigned to our warehouse. Okay, so this is mandatory and it is very important. People get confused with this. Okay, and I can give you hundreds of examples now itself. See here, this is one warehouse I have picked up. Okay, and here only when I show you, let's say, let's see, there are total 187 warehouses defined in this system. So many people working in the system defining, right? I can assure you out of 187 warehouses, at least there will be 100 warehouse which does not have supply chain unit assigned. Okay, so I'll just pick randomly. There might be, there might not be, but I can, if we go one by one, there will be 100 warehouses which are defined by people and they have given up, that they are not able to understand this concept and they leave it, they create another warehouse. See, like this 4901, 4902, 4903, same person has created. See, Kellogg's warehouse, same person has created. From the name itself, I can tell you. AEWM, AFEW, ABWE, these are also created by same person. So let's see if it has assigned something. See, it has not, they have left it like this. Then they move on with again with the new one. So this is very tricky, very fragile area, very complicated, but still simple. But yeah, I will explain it and I will make sure that you guys understand how this initial setup is done in the system. Okay. So this supply chain unit is created in system by default. You can create your own. Okay. But it has, just make sure that a supply chain unit is assigned to a warehouse number here. Okay. And you guys, I believe that you must have got the system access by now. If not, you connect with Suresh and get system access, but do not start creating warehouse number until I ask you. Okay. First, I will teach you, I will show you, and then I will make sure that you all are able to do it for yourself also. But don't be in a hurry to do that, otherwise you will waste unnecessary time. You can use that time. If you follow, then it will be a lot easier for you and a lot easier for me also. Yeah, so what we were talking about, yeah, supply chain unit. So this supply chain unit is assigned to the warehouse with business attribute. That's what I was trying to explain it to you. Any question? Okay, the supply chain unit contain essential information such as country, origin, country, region, time zone, etc. Okay, so it brings these elements to the warehouse. So warehouse, we know that which region, which country and which time zone it should follow. Time zone is required for the warehouse because the warehouse run operations, and for planning and for everything it needs to understand the time zone, the calendar and all those things, which comes with the help of supply chain unit. Okay, so and once you have entered any product master data or document data for a warehouse, you should no longer change the assignment of supply chain unit. Doing this can cause or can result into subsequent errors. So it's one time activity. People need to be very careful when they do this. Storage type. Okay, it is 4-character code, represents based on the different uh, physical, spatial or technical identification of a specific physical area in the warehouse. Okay, and it will have a different role assigned to the storage type, based on which the behavior of the storage type will be decided, whether it will be a standard storage type or it will be a pick point, it will be an ID point, it will be a work center, it will be a staging area, it will be a door, it will be a yard, or it will be a production supply area, etc. All these are different standard roles for storage types. Based on each role, the storage type will behave accordingly. Clear? Now, yeah, now let me quickly show you the storage type role here. Master data, define storage type, and let's open one storage type. Okay, so this warehouse, this storage type, this will have blank means standard. So these roles will decide how the behavior of the storage type and for what purpose and which processes this can be used for. Okay, so these are the different storage type roles. Then same again, a picture of a warehouse. From top you have inbound door and truck, outbound door and truck, different storage types like staging area, deconsolidation, high rack, packing, staging area. Each of these are defined in system using storage types 9010, 8010, 0010, 8030, 9020. So there are some storage types here as work center, some as a standard, and some as staging area group. So yellow one are same as staging area group. The gray one are work center storage types. This one is the standard storage type. This is because there are different roles assigned to these storage types. That's how these are defined in the system. The examples of the storage section, again, heavy parts, bulky parts, hazardous materials, okay, fast moving, slow moving items. So between the racks, people call it aisle, okay, AISLE, aisle. Okay, so let's say aisle 1, rack 1, or aisle 1, section 1. So this is an example. So okay, so see here we have, this is a storage section. On this storage section we have, means this is the example of storage section. Here we have fast moving items, here we have slow moving items. Fast moving items always kept on the front, so people will not have to travel longer to carry the items, so they will come and pick up these items and move out. If these fast moving items are placed on the back of this rack, it takes longer to go and pick up, and since these are fast moving items, they should be in the front. So that's how the sections are defined: fast moving, slow moving, or based on heavy items, light items. So heavy items, if you place here, you still have to pick and then travel less with heavy items. And if these heavy items are here, you have to go inside and then pick up those heavy items, means you have to travel longer by keeping these heavy items in your hands, or you are pulling a let's say trolley or something with your hands, or maybe a forklift. Okay, so this again, you have bin types. Bin types means what kind of packaging is allowed in these material, in these storage bins. Like here we have this kind of packing, here this kind of packing, here this, here this. These are all different bin types. What kind of bin this is, and how or what kind of packing is allowed inside this bin type, bin, that is defined using bin type. Any question?
Yeah, Anup, one question. So,
Yes.
how do the warehouse manager knows that that are frequently moving parts? So, see, all the things, whatever coming to warehouse, everything will be important. So, on what
Yes.
basis they will be segregating that this items has to be placed first and some of the items has to be placed last?
Okay.
How do they configure? Like, do you have any configurations in the system in WM or
No,
something, EWM?
no, means see, defining a storage section as fast moving, slow moving, it is just a name you are giving yourself. Okay, defining this,
Okay.
there is no control, it is just a name for you. It is same for you, same for me. It is just a name. I say 001 is fast moving, 002 is slow moving. Now the question
Okay.
that is coming from you is that for what kind of material we use fast moving item, or how warehouse manager knows that this material should be put into
Yes.
the fast moving area, or this material should be put into the slow moving area, right?
Yes, absolutely. That's the one.
Okay, so when you as a warehouse manager are saying that this kind of products should be placed into fast moving area, and other than this, other items should be placed into slow moving area, that means you already know what kind of materials are my fast moving items, because you being warehouse manager will definitely know which are your fast moving items, which are your slow moving item. For example, I'll give you some now one example, so that will clear the doubt if you still have. For example, you are let's say you are a yeah, let's say you are a trading company. Okay, you buy materials and sell same materials to your customers. You buy from supplier and sell same materials to your customers. You don't do anything else apart from storing them. Okay, but
Okay.
you still perform packing or maybe some customer specific packing on those materials, right? To perform those customer specific packing, you will need some different kind of boxes, and you need some sellotape and something else also, okay, like some bubble sheet. So your
Okay.
boxes, the materials which you are receiving from suppliers, those are to be kept on front, because those are your main materials that you are dealing, and those are for your business, wherein the empty boxes and sellotapes and bubble sheets are not your main materials, which can be stored on the back of this rack. So they can be kept as a slow moving items, and your fast moving item can be your main moving items. That is one example.
Okay. So you're meant to say, like, based on the warehouse manager's decision only, the components will be placed, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, yes, that is one.
Okay.
That is one.
Okay.
Means once
Mhm.
you as a warehouse manager knows that which are my fast moving item, which are my slow moving item, then you can tell me as a consultant that if I have these kind of materials for this product group, I want them to placed into fast moving area. Means fast moving area is a section, right? A section number 0001.
Yes.
Slow moving is 0002. So when you tell me product group this, it should go to fast moving. So I will configure the put away strategy such a way that whenever I am receiving any of the products of that product group, any material of that material group, then my strategy will guide me to take that to fast moving area.
Got it. Mhm.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, let's move on. Yeah, the bin type here, see, look at the picture. Bin type A200, the size of the boxes is different. Bin type 100, B100, the size of the boxes is different. So here it's more of square, here it's more of a, no, sorry, it's a rectangle. What you call it, this shape? Square, and this is, I don't know, I'm not good with shapes. So, but you can see the green and gray color of the shapes, size, and based on that, that kind of pallet or boxes are placed in this bin. This kind of boxes and pallets are placed in this type of bins. So you assign bin types to the storage bins or when you are defining. So then it allows and controls the storage of particular size and dimensions. So the storage bin coordinate now is in 18 character length, and it must be unique within the warehouse. So now one more point here to you for you to understand is, in WM, storage bin is unique within one storage type, and you can create same storage bin in another storage type. But with the EWM, it has to be unique at the warehouse level. That means once you use a bin number defined for one storage type, you cannot create same bin number for other storage type. So it has to be unique across the warehouse. So storage bin will have different kind of data inside different tabs. Storage bin data, like what is the storage type section, bin access type, okay, what are the XYZ coordinates, what is the bin type, okay, whether it is put away or stock removal blocks or not block, physical inventory, how many times it is physically inventoried or it's counted, what is the stock available in the bin, what are the warehouse tasks that are confirmed or open for some activities for that bin, and what are the activity areas that this bin is part of. So these are some of the tabs in storage bin which explains about that bin as a master data. Now let me quickly show this and then I think we will be done for today. Storage bin I'm talking about /n/scwm/ls03. Okay, display storage bin. Okay, so this is a storage bin. It is unique at warehouse level because at the higher level only warehouse number is means it is created for the warehouse. This is sub level, but the highest level it is a warehouse. If storage type is also used here on top, then you can have the bin number unique at storage type level, but it is not same as WM. Now in EWM it is unique at warehouse level, and this storage bin specific information, stock specific information, physical inventory specific information, bin sectioning, statistics, activity area. See, this bin is part of, it can be used for internal activity, picking and put away, warehouse task, and if it is part of a production supply area. So these are different tabs or different information that is maintained in bin as a bin master.
Activities are copied from storage, activity type or in the bin. So the bin activity
Yeah,
were copied from where? Or is it? Yeah, this. Yeah.
yes. Okay, so this one,
Yeah,
when we
these are
define,
the. Uh,
when we create
yes, yes,
bin
please go
number,
ahead.
yeah, when we create bin, okay, we create storage bins and then we do the bin sorting. Okay, there is something called bin sorting. So there is a sort sequence that is created along with activity, and then we perform the sorting of the bin. So we do this mapping with the bin, so that time system knows that okay, this bin is used for these activities. Okay, so that we will do when we do the setup of our warehouse. When we create new storage type section and bin, that time it will be clear. If you still have doubt, it's okay, just hold on with that, it will be clear later on. But we are not assigning manually here. Okay, it is done when we
Okay.
are defining our bin structure and we are linking it with activity area. That time it is done.
Okay. And this storage bin number range also, that is linked to that also.
Yes, the number range, we define the number range, and based on number range we can create 1,000 or 100 or lakhs of bins in one click. Okay,
Okay.
so this is like we will define the structure of the bin number, bin coordinates. We will say cold dash 01 dash 01 and increment with 11. Okay, and then this is the, let's say this is the start value and what is the end value. So it will create within that range, it will create hundreds of bin together in one click.
Does this each numbers have any specifications or just
Yes, no,
the
each number will
in
have a specification. Means that specification is, that's what is, this bin says that this bin number, there is no other specification other than that, that this bin is part of cold storage area. Without looking down, I can tell that okay, it is part of cold storage area and rack 1 level 1. Means you can map it any possible way with how physically your bins are defined and how physically bin exists in your warehouse. Same way you can maintain it here. Like you can also have like 01. That means you have within this storage area this aisle number 1, rack number 1, level 1 dash, and then you say 004. Means in this storage area, this aisle, this rack, this level, number 4 is my bin. Even though the whole number is for bin, but you know exactly where this bin exists or reside in the warehouse.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, then rest of the things we will cover tomorrow. Okay, because this will take only some time. We will cover this and we will start with the exercise. Okay, there are a few things, which is work center. Let me quickly we have bin sequencing, staging area, work center. Yeah, few things. We'll do that tomorrow. And initial first 5 to 10 minutes, we will do that tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow's session will be a lengthy one. Okay, because we will do the exercise, and I hope, and if you don't have access right now, please try to get the access to the system. Okay, connect with Suresh on that. Okay, everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, then all of you have a good night. We'll connect tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. You too. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Bye, everyone. Good night.